Are we rolling? I'm a-coming. Stirring up that coffee. That dinner bell coffee thing. I'm coming. I'll be right there. I'm a-coming. Alright. Here we go. Alright, Ed King here. Make no bones about it, it's me. I know it's been a while, but, dumpster divers, PC reclamation has been on a bit of a hiatus due to, the whole COVID thing that's going on here. Excuse me while I take a slurp, of this good coffee. Oh, my wife makes good coffee. I had to go for a second there. Alright, so, here's the thing. I always talk about all kinds of things on here, as some of you know, and I don't always talk about computer stuff. I touch briefly on, various aspects of life. I sort of feel entitled, being in my 60s, going on 70, whatever. I just want to say, it's been a slice. Anyway, yeah, I got a few things to talk about. I got a few things to share with you. I just thought I'd do another video because it's been a little while, except for that video I did recently on the CyberPower UPS. I'm still waiting for that replacement for that UPS, by the way, because what I did is I went right around that so-called computer store. I'm not going to mention that in this video. Their error, and I may make a different video about that because it's turned out to be quite an ordeal, and my integrity was put in question, and I didn't really like that. I didn't much care for that. But I could tell what was going on, and they said that they were doing an investigation. And, I didn't much like the tone of the person who got back to me and insisted that I was in the wrong because their paperwork said so. Well, paperwork doesn't necessarily make it so. And it's very easy to get the wrong data in your data bank. And then, the paperwork may say one thing, but the actual reality is quite different. And in my case, the reality was quite different. But I did not appreciate the tone they were taking with me, as though they were questioning my integrity. And, maybe they were thinking I was trying to scam them. Anyway, I will not mention the name of that store right now in this video, but what I did is I went around them. I went right to the supplier of the UPS, and they said they would replace it, and they did send me a shipping label, and I did send the UPS back to them, and I will mention them. Their name is CyberPower, and I've used CyberPower UPSs for going on a decade now, and never really had any problem with them. They're pretty good. But I guess in the midst of all this new norm, things are really slow because my replacement UPS has not yet come. And I'm just wondering if I'm ever going to see it, because I've left messages for them to get back to me. I've called them numerous times. I've emailed them to give them status reports on the shipment that they received over a week ago already from me. But anyway, that's the deal with CyberPower right now. They've always been pretty straightforward with me. I don't think there's a problem with the supplier. I think the problem is with the store I'm dealing with and their shady little operation, and them trying to point the finger at me. I didn't appreciate that. No, I'm a straight shooter, and they did not give me the product that I ordered. Anyway, I digress, but I just thought, for those who watched my video on that, that I would kind of give you a little progress report on that. What I want to talk about is this. This here, and that's why this is part of, the old dumpster divers, pre-sea reclamation kind of theme. I'm sticking to the theme here. This old case was made by a company, maybe some of you old-timers might know the company, but notice the craftsmanship, the quality, the solid aluminum frame work that's done on this. Okay, I've got the panels off, right? I just wanted, this thing was so dusty. It was so, well, I'll be honest, it was filthy. Okay, but anyway, I vacuumed it out, brushed it out, and I looked at some of the sticky filth and garbage that was inside it, and I washed it out in the bathtub with some strong detergent, and it came out looking pretty good. And I don't know if you've looked at some of my earlier videos. Yeah, there I am with a ice cream bucket full of soapy water cleaning out old Dell cases. But this is important. I want to touch on this for a while because I've been making an observation here. And I don't know if some of you have been noticing it, but in the midst of this new norm, retailers are having a heyday with people because selection isn't that great anymore. And methinks the reason is that manufacturers aren't really manufacturing much anymore. And I'm noticing that the quality and the variety of computer cases is diminishing. And I would like you, the viewer, to consider that this may be the time to start thinking about refurbishing your older computers and hanging on to them and not tossing them in the dumpster, but actually finding ways of upgrading them and making them run more efficiently, because it's a seller's market. Okay, here's the deal with the whole, I'm not even going to say the word, even though I don't monetize. I want to make something very clear here. YouTube pays me nothing for my videos. I don't monetize, and as a matter of principle, I don't monetize. And I want to give you, the viewer, the straight goods without any bias, bias in that, oh, well, I might lose monetization if I, say something wrong about this company and that. No, you're going to get the straight goods from me, okay? And that's why my videos are really worth watching. Yeah, I'm an amateur, I admit it. I got some people telling me, oh, you're so dramatic, or you're so, you're such an amateur, or I get these negative comments from time to time. Listen, I'm an old guy in his 60s, and I am not a professional photographer, and that's not what this is all about. That's all fine and dandy for those people who are into it, but you're going to get the straight goods from me, okay? And as long as you can hear what I'm saying, and basically reasonably make out what I'm trying to show you, it's going to be amateur. That's the way it's going to be. But the information that I'm giving you, you may want to consider, because I've been at this for a few decades now. I think I know what I'm talking about, and I've seen a lot in my lifetime too. And so yeah, this whole new normal thing, it's, they are trying to force this paradigm shift on us, okay? I'm telling you, okay? They're politicizing on it. No way am I saying that there's no such thing as this virus. I'm not suggesting that, okay? Hey, you know what? I'm not monetized, so I can say COVID. I can say it. Okay, maybe they'll get the facts on COVID-19 or whatever, but I'm going to tell you right now the facts on COVID-19. The facts on COVID-19 is COVID-19 doesn't even kill as many people as influenza, okay? And influenza, I looked it up, Stats Canada, Federal Canada government statistics, 30,000 people each year die in Canada, according to Stats Canada, from influenza. We never had any 30,000 deaths from COVID here in Canada. I'm going to tell you that right now. Then we start finding out stuff like young healthy people don't die from this. People with underlying health conditions die from this. Sometimes sick babies die from it. Generally it's very old people that die from this, or people like me, okay, old and an underlying health condition, right? Okay, but for the most part, young, healthy people don't die from this. Here's some more facts, okay, that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that there has been no proof yet, no verifiable proof, that anybody who's asymptomatic has been able to spread COVID to anyone else. That's because their immunity is so good. Their immunity's dealt with the microbe, so they can't shed it. Okay, they can't shed it. They test, for positive in that, that they've dealt with the virus, but they're not spreading it. That's because their body's dealt with it. Okay, it's a done deal. But there are no examples of an asymptomatic person shedding it to anyone else. Okay, they don't want you to know that. Okay, there's a lot of stuff they don't want you to know. Like, for example, when they test you, I was tested. Okay, I came up negative. But when they test you for quote-unquote COVID-19, they're not just testing you for quote-unquote COVID-19. They're doing the broad brushstroke here, folks. They're testing you for corona. Guess what corona is? The common cold virus is corona. So anything in that category that comes up corona, they count that as COVID. That's not accurate, that's not scientific, and that's not honest. It's not forthright. And I can go on. Because what they've done is they're politicizing, because they want to push through a whole different paradigm in our finances, in our economy, in how we live, the whole bit. They're trying to restructure. What they're doing to us is something called social engineering. It's not the first time it's been done. It'll happen again and again and again. But I just would like to make some of my viewers a little bit more aware of what's going on with this so-called new normal. Okay? There's nothing normal about this, folks. This is bad. This is not good. All right? There are 2 doctors, epidemiologists in California. They know what they're talking about. They're saying, let the strong, young, healthy people go back to work. The people with underlying health conditions, elderly people, that have, problems, people like this, okay, if you already are ill or something, you should be staying home anyway, right? Okay? So that's understandable, these doctors are saying. But if you're healthy, you have no symptoms, and you've been tested and you're free and clear, you got a clean bill of health, you should be out working again. Now here's the deal. Because of the herd mentality, not the herd mentality. Yeah, they got the herd mentality down all right. They're making everybody going wacko on this, okay? Affecting their herd mentality. No, herd immunity is what I'm referring to. The herd immunity. You got to get the immunity of the herd up and strong so it can deal with the microbe, so that the pathogen actually gets to the stage where it's so weakened and mutated to nothing that nobody's spreading it anymore, all right? But when you have everybody isolated, what happens is their immunity goes down, okay? And the microbe thrives. The pathogen lives on because everybody's immunity has been compromised because they're not circulating, they're not being exposed to the elements, and their immunity is going down, and they're becoming more and more vulnerable to COVID, okay? And so then, because of that, everybody's a sitting duck. Even healthy people are going to be sitting ducks because of this, because this is what they're doing. This is what they want, okay? Reduce world population to 500,000. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. That kind of thing. It's stupid, people. Or 500 million, I guess it is. I don't know. I can't remember what it is on those death stone, guide stones, or whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. I guess, at least I hope some of you know what I'm talking about. Now, I digress. This is about computers. In this day and age, I say, save your old computer stuff. You know what? Try to find a case like this. You know what you're going to pay for a case like this now? Okay, you're going to have, first of all, you're going to have to find somebody who still makes cases like this. Leanne Lee would make a case like this, okay? All right, nice steel, really good all the way around steel craftsmanship, okay? Then take a look at what you're going to pay, okay? I'm going to give you an example. This is how they are dealing with this new normal, people. Okay, I am resurrecting this case for somebody that I'm making a build for. And I told him, I said, you know what? It's a little beat up. It's a little old. But judging from what I've seen, save yourself some money. Now, because this client is a loyal client, and I have return clients, they like what I do, okay, and they know they get the straight goods from me. I'm an honest person. You know, this is something I learned from that guy, what's his name? Kerry Holtzman, okay? He's right? When you're dealing with your clients honestly and straightforward and give them the straight goods on the product that they want and what you're building for them, you know, honesty. They will come back. They will come back, okay? That's, you know, you don't slime out on your clients. You know, be honest. If you're going to build for somebody, do them a straight deal. And if something's not good, you tell them. You know, let them know why this particular item is not really, you know, desirable. Be honest. Okay. Anyway, I told this. I said, you know what? I'm going to throw in this case for free. Okay. And my client said, sure. Well, who wouldn't? Well, it's a little beat up. It's old, it's scratched and everything. But the reason I did that is because of something I'm going to show you, okay? Now, it's going to need work. It's going to need cleaning. Now, this is nice. This is good. But that's only stage one, right? I want to show you stage two. And maybe I should just walk up there and show it to you. I don't know if you can see it from there. Look at that. Look at that mess of wiring. This is a front bezel on it. I'm going to walk over to you. I want to look at that. I want to show that horrible dust and gunk. All that's going to get all washed out. Okay? I'm going to do a little bit of repair work on these. I know how to fix these little clasps for the bezel. I can do that. No problem. I'm going to get that firm. I'm going to get that. I mean, that is horrible. You know, I'm going to clean all that dust out. But, you know, there's a reason for that. And I'm going to get into that with you too. The whole thing about dust is that there are a number of things. There are a number of things about dust that are not good for your computer. Dust will hold humidity as well, which tends to kind of short out your circuitry. Dust can also hold metallic particles that can also contribute to shorting out your circuitry. Dust creates thermals, heat problems, you know. There's not enough ventilation, not enough air circulation. Okay, dust is the enemy of your computer. You want to keep your computer dust free. You know, you can maintain it yourself. You can, you know, use a little vacuum on it with a soft tip and get all the dust out of it that way. Be gentle. It's okay. You can do it. Your computer will last you a long time if you just maybe once every 6 months pop it open, vacuum all the dust out of it. Okay. Anyway, this old thing had been this old case had been sitting under my stairwell. And oh yeah, I've moved, by the way. You may have noticed that my thing here. Yeah, I put this up here just so you can see my head. Wanted to make sure that the camera is focused on my head. I've moved, and so into a bigger place. And it's just so disorganized because we moved just when the whole new norm hit, in February. And so the place is still a shambles because, my girls are still going to school while they're homeschooling. I had to do a real quick makeshift internet cafe in the basement for them all. I've been really busy. But anyway, back on topic. This thing here, and that front basil I showed you, okay? And that's another thing about that front basil. I just want to check something here because I have so many things to put in this computer that I'm building for my client, but I don't think they want a whole lot, and these things are open. So what I want to do is check and see if I can pop in one of these. Isn't that terrible? That's so filthy. I have to clean all that. Just want to see if I can pop in one of these tabs. These spacers. This wasn't made for this computer, but sometimes they're like universal. And give me a moment. I wish I had a camera to zoom in so you could see what I'm doing, but I don't. But I'm telling you right now, this is not the time. This is not the time for you to be buying brand new components. I mean, I know it can't always be avoided, but this is really not the time to be buying brand new computer components, people, because the retailers are having a heyday, jacking everything up. And the reason they're doing it is they're making hay while the sun shines, because soon the supply is going to disappear. And part of that is already reflected in the costs because of availability. Because guess what? Not very much manufacturing is being done anymore. All they're doing is pulling from the warehouses, and when the well runs dry, then what? Okay? That's what's going on here. By the way, it fits. I just popped that in there. That looks so sleek in there. That looks so good in there. I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to pop that in there. That's the thing about these old things, these old basils, universal. They really stuck to the universal principle back in the day. So this is from an old game axe. And I don't believe that company's even alive anymore. But they build them strong. This is a solid aluminum shield on this thing, okay? Old gaming computer. My girls have had it. It's got little stickers on it. I got to pull these stickers off, and I shoved it underneath my stairwell. Forgot about it, right? Because they moved on to bigger things. My girls are growing bigger, so, But this was this old thing. See, that's the point. They don't make them like they used to. I'm going to take all the stickers off. I'm going to give it to my client, all the stickers off, making it look nice. And I'll probably take some pictures of it to show you what it looks like after it's done. But I don't know if any of you remember the old GameX computer cases. I don't know if any of you remember the old solid steel or solid aluminum frames. You could stand on this thing, all right? Not break it. You look at those computer cases, take a close look at the cheap plastic they're made out of now. You want a solid computer case like this, you're going to be paying like well over $300, maybe $400 for it, Canadian, all right? It's crazy. Now I'm going to show you something. This is the case I originally bought from my client. All right, I haven't popped out anything out of the back yet. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't done anything with this case yet because I'm going to return it. At least I'm going to try to return it. And the reason I'm going to try to return this case is simply because it was advertised on Amazon as a mid-tower case, all right? Now you look at any of these mid-tower cases, they will fit an ATX motherboard. Now, a lot of them will fit an ATX motherboard, a mid-tower case. I mean, my wife's has a ATX motherboard, and it's just fine, and it has 2 CD-ROM players in it. There's no problem. The DVD optical drive's running it just fine. She likes that because she still uses her DVDs. Oh yeah. She likes playing her Sims games and things like that. And she's got all kinds of stuff that she has on CD, DVD. And builders need to respect that. That, you know, a lot of people still use CD, DVD ROMs. Well, hey, listen, some people still use floppy disks. How about that? Let me tell you something. Nice to have a floppy disk for security reasons. For getting in with a password, you can password protect your computer really good with a floppy disk. Okay, and not everybody has that, so you know, right? Let's take a look at that. But I'll just leave it at that for now. But when I saw somebody go, well, who uses CD, DVD drives these days? Well, lots of people do, and my client does, for example. I'll be putting in a CD, DVD, ROM in their computer, built I made for them. Okay, but getting back to this mid-tower case cannot house a simple standard ATX motherboard. And the real reason why? Because it is not a true mid-tower case. Mid-tower cases, true mid-tower cases, that's the emphasis on the word tower, hold ATX standard ATX motherboards. It won't hold an eATX, okay, or MATX, all right, or whatever the other way, you know, like one is extended this way, one is extended this way, the extra long one, you know, like what I have in my other build, my own personal workstation build. But a mid-tower ATX will hold a standard ATX motherboard. This was not advertised as a micro ATX, okay? Now there are micro mid-tower ATX, okay? And if it had been advertised as a micro mid-tower ATX, well then I wouldn't have bought it, right? But there's nothing about micro or mini in here, okay? Now a mid-tower ATX will also house micro and mini. I don't even think they make mini motherboards. Well, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but anymore. But they certainly make micro. They call it's an ITX, mini ITX. Anyway, they certainly make the micro ATX. Okay, micro. I can put a micro board in here. I cannot put a standard ATX. They need to advertise that this is micro. Otherwise, people will buy it, and they'll be very disappointed when they try to put in a standard ATX motherboard. It will not house it. It's 1 inch too short inside. So I would like to return it because that's misleading. And whoever is selling it, I don't know if it was deliberate or maybe they just don't know their product well enough. Maybe they don't really build computers. Maybe they don't really know. But the store that I got it through on Amazon, they sold it to me for just a little under $60 Canadian, this little thing. Okay, and it's a nice little steel. I like the fact that it's still got some steel going on. You know, that's good. I like that part of it. But here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that the store advertised it as a mid-tower case, because this is by no means a mid-tower case if you can't even put a standard ATX in it. All right. Now some people might argue with me, okay, with pre-made deals, you know, pre-built computers, but those are specialized, okay? That's pre-built, that's from the factory, like Dell, for example, okay? And they're micro ATX mid-tower cases, all right? But you take a look, any regular mid-tower case will hold a standard ATX motherboard, except for this one, because they're calling it that, and it's not that. It's a micro mid-tower. You know, that's the thing. And they need to get that word micro in there if that's all it can handle. And that's all it can handle. So, now some of them, the mid-towers, you can get the ATX in, but you might have trouble putting your DVD, CD, your optical drive. There might not be enough clearance for an optical drive. Just want to point that out to you as well. So, I looked again. Had a closer look at this particular case, and it's a nice little case. At least they stayed true to a steel frame. It's not built as solid as this one, like back in the day with the thicker metal and everything. But still metal, it's a little flimsy, but I mean for 60 bucks, what do you expect? I like the fact that it had the slot for the optical drives, and a slot even for a little card reader if you want. Okay, and I like this kind of design here with the push buttons. But here's the thing, I paid just under 60 bucks for this. That's including shipping and handling. Okay, that's like MI tax, right? 60 bucks Canadian. Do you know how much it is right now? I cannot believe it. Not even 2 days later, the price of this unit on Amazon jumped up to $132.95. Are you kidding me? Why? Because it's one of the few cases that still has optical drive options, perhaps. Maybe because it actually can house a card reader. They're doing away with that now, eh? Options, people. It's about options, having your options, okay? Anyway, so, hey, they don't want to give me my refund. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But back my payment, they don't want to refund my payment to me. Well, then I've got a case, a brand new case for 60 bucks. That is now 132. And that happened in a matter of days. Well, I've been watching the price of hardware. And in 1 week, I watched hardware jump anywhere from 20% to 30%, and then within 2 days, another 20 and another 30%. Okay, the retailers are milking the market for all they can get because of this new norm. The prices for brand new components is outrageous. The prices for brand new computers is outrageous. People, this is not the time to buy new. This is the time to resurrect your old PC stuff. This is the time to see if there's a way where you can just buy as many new components as absolutely is necessary and try to resurrect what you got. Make it work. This is not the time to be going, hey, I'm going to make a whole brand new build, because you are getting soaked. You're going to be paying prices double and triple normal prices for components. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I watched this thing in a matter of a couple of days. More than double. It's just an empty metal box. It's just an empty case. More than double in price. All right? And that's not the only thing I've seen. I've seen GPUs go up outrageously high. I'm watching the prices even jump on eBay for used components. Outrageously high. You're better off buying brand new. Everything is going outrageous. And it's because the so-called new normal has put so many people at home, all right, that, hey, they want a game. They want to do something with their time. They want to have some fun. They want to escape this nightmare. Okay, so basically it's a lot of focus on gaming and entertainment, right? But the retailers know it too, and they're milking it for all they can get. This is not the time to make a brand new build. In fact, I'm doing this for my client, and I'm not doing any more. I've had people actually ask me, and I've turned them down. I've said, look, I cannot in good conscience build you a computer right now, because the components are too expensive right now. because the retailers are taking advantage of the market, supply and demand. And they know, and they're not telling us, but I'm telling you, not many manufacturers are manufacturing anymore. The new normal, okay? Not many factories have people on assembly lines manufacturing computers anymore, or computer components anymore, okay? Things are going to a grinding halt. When I start seeing the prices drop, then maybe, maybe things are actually returning to normal. But this new normal, there's nothing new about it. And there's nothing normal about it. This is something else, okay? This is something other people, this is not good, all right? But what do you do in the meantime? Well, restore your old computers. Try to buy as little as you can, brand new components, because I'm telling you, you're going to pay double, triple for things as stupid as like cables. Okay, I've been watching the prices. I'm telling you, the prices are outrageous. The retailers are pumping up the prices, inflating the prices. I mean, they are gouging. They're gouging all over the internet. They're gouging on Amazon. They're gouging on eBay. They're gouging on Newegg. They're gouging, okay? They are charging too much. And it's just not worth it. So try to buy new components as little as possible. Clean up your old computer cases. This thing went through 3 generations. This thing went, I bought it used. And then I gave it to my first daughter, I gave it to my second daughter, and then I gave it to my third daughter, and then I gave it to my fourth daughter. Okay, it's been around, okay? And it still lasts. Why? Because they don't make them like they used to, okay? And so, this is Ed King from Two Old Geeks, Dumpster Divers PC Reclamation, trying to tell you that you really should consider some of these old components. Try resurrecting some old computers. Try making them work, because they don't make them like they used to. I looked at the cases and I just shook my head. They want how much for what? Cheap plastic crap, cheap, crackable, easy to break, lousy, shoddy construction, so many of the shoddiness. I mean, the bays are so shoddy. You can see, you go to pull something out, you're going to pull one of those sleds on those rails and it's going to be gone. Within a few weeks, that thing's going to be gone. Like shoddy workmanship, poor workmanship. I cannot believe how much these manufacturers are like stooping. They are almost, it seems to me like they're trying to see how much they can get away with. Or do they really think the PC builders are so stupid? Well, maybe some are. I don't know. But, like the shoddiness, the quality of work lately, it's like the crappy. You know what? Go back, try to find a way to keep your old steel cases. Try to find a way to keep these things going. I don't care if it's a Hewlett-Packard case, Dell case, whatever, because they don't make them like they used to. You want to hang on to your steel computer cases, okay? You don't want to buy the cheap plastic shoddy garbage that's been going out there. Like I'm telling you, you don't want to buy their junk anymore. And they're asking outrageous prices for it. And not only that, they are gouging you because of this whole called new normal thing. Nothing is in the favor of the consumer. Nothing is in favor of the actual client, the end user. Okay? Now here's what I'm going to be putting in this case, okay? Just so you know. In this old GameAx case, I'm going to get some standoffs in here again. And I'm going to put in, because I got a weakness for Asus, I'm going to put in the Asus Tough B450 Plus gaming, because my client is a gamer, and, well, the so-called norm. I'm going to be putting in the Ryzen 3 second generation processor. This is the 3200. I believe it comes with the graphics. Hold on. Yes. 4-core, 4-thread processor, 4.0 gigahertz max boost. I'm pretty sure that'll be enough for her. And yes, 3200 gig. 3200G. The G is for the graphics, okay? But it's unlocked. Not that I'm going to overclock it, because my client doesn't need it to be overclocked. They play online games, you know, so, I mean, they might benefit with the graphics card. I may put a graphics card in for my client if they like. But, yeah, I might even, you know, do a video on what it looks like after it's built. What I chose to do to make this, you know. But I'm going to bring this old case back to life. And I'm going to put in new guts in this case, and I'm going to resurrect this old GameAx case, because I'm telling you, they don't make them like they used to. And I'm thinking that AMD, like I used to be a real Intel guy, but hey, gotta hand it to AMD, eh? They really did it. They really did it. They really made Intel look pretty sad. Who wants Spectre Meltdown, right? And you know what? Intel has still not dealt with the architecture. Okay, they have not. Don't believe everything you read. They have not dealt with the architecture yet. I just want you to know that. Spectre Meltdown. You know, they're all trying to keep a hush-hush on it, people. But I'm warning you, Spectre Meltdown has not been completely dealt with yet. All right? Intel, shame on you. Okay, so there it is. All right, so much for backdoors, hey people? You know, Edward Snowden was right. Anyway, this is a beautiful processor chip from everything that I've read. And, you know, I'm glad to be putting it in this computer for her. She does light gaming. She does do a little bit of gaming off of CD, DVD. So I'm really thinking maybe I will put a graphics card in for her. And I think she's really going to like it. I may have to ship it to her, but shipping costs too. There's another price gouge because of this new normal. But I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I just wanted to do this DVD, share some of my, or do this video, share some of my thoughts with you. Let you know a little bit of a warning on the whole COVID thing. Okay? See, I can say it. I'm not monetizing. You know? I speak my mind. And, you know, I don't cower. You know, look, this is terrible what they're doing to us, trying to condition us. I'm not going to do that. I'm a free person. I believe I'm still living in a free country. You know, I realize if YouTube doesn't want me to have my YouTube up, it's their prerogative not to, you know, to take it down. That's fine. You know, I can go elsewhere. And a lot of people are, by the way, they're going elsewhere. I've actually, I've had a look at some of these forums, and I may get on with some of them as well, because I'm not worried about monetization. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this as a service to my fellow man and my fellow PC builder, and really urging you, don't throw that computer in the dumpster. All right? Don't do it. Resurrect it. Make it something. Turn it into something. It's a challenge. Come on, have fun. Be an enthusiast. You can do it. All right? So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching my program. I'm going to be my program. I'm going to be signing off now, and you know, have fun out there, and don't be too safe. Okay, don't be too safe. Get out there, circulate, build up your immunity, be strong, be vigilant, be of good cheer. All right, we'll talk to you again. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.